Dear students, welcome to Excel Maths online classes. This talk is just an one-to-one interaction or face. It's just an understanding about a student and a teacher. So it's just a one-to-one interaction. It's between 6 to 7 or till 7:30, whatever it is. It's generally between Monday and Friday. We have kept it. Uh, One or two came yesterday. It's till we stopped on Saturday, Sunday because we had to upload a lot of videos. And this Excel Maths online classes, we speak on a topic: fear of mathematics, how to score good marks in mathematics, and a lot of topic. Today's topic is maths in everyday life. You can ask any doubts. 8th standard to 12th standard, any syllabus you can ask. ISC, ICSC, CBSC, even IGCSE and international patterns and state syllabus. Any question maths in any topics, we'll upload the next day. Or if you have a doubt or clarification, you can put in the comment box. We'll do the sum and do it the next day. As if you do it in the talk, it will affect others. For example, a 12th standard student asks a doubt. If you work out and show it now, other 8th, 9th, 10th, or even 12th of different syllabus will have a problem. So you are welcome to ask your doubts. Not only maths doubts, you can ask any doubts. And generally, we'll try to clarify it. And today's topic is maths in everyday life. And you can also join with us about this topic, maths in everyday life. So maths is like a fun or a puzzle. See, maths you find in everyday life. When you go to just to a shop to buy an ice cream, it involves what? Purchase. You have to give the cash to purchase the ice cream. You get a balance. So just like a income and expenditure, or what to spend and what you have. Even many people what save money. That's also a kind of maths in everyday life. You get a pocket money from a daddy, mommy. You have a birthday. Some relative comes and give you some money as a prize. So you save the money. You just total it. All this comes under simple things. Also comes under maths in everyday life. Some have even a bank account from lower classes. Sixth standard also they put the money in the bank and they go and withdraw the money in the bank. There are children accounts in the bank. Uh, Even my daughter had one when she was studying fourth standard. She used to get all the money and give it to me, or she'll come with me and put in the bank during birthdays and other days, special days. Some relatives come from abroad, they give you money from other cities to visit, and they'll give money. Or some people they give a gift, she'll keep it. Otherwise, when they give the money, she'll put in the bank. So maths is applied in everyday life. So you can come and you can type out any questions if you have doubts. Generally, timing also, excuse me, timing also comes in maths. You're going for a school, you have a timing, a plan. So I must get up at 6:30. I must get up at 6:30, and then till 8:30 you have to get ready, and all this you do, and then you have to work out things. So what you do is actually, so generally what you do is plan is daily plan is also kind of maths in everyday life. And this one you have to cancel it. Okay, so maths in everyday life involves everything. And I have seen people getting up at 6:30 means they keep the time at 7. It's common in Indian families where they keep the time ahead. They say, sir, if you keep 7 only, we have a kind of fear, we try to get ready fast. If you keep the exact time, we'll feel what? Little lethargic and we won't get ready or thing. So you're getting ready. So that's also a kind of what maths in everyday life. Not only your savings, your income, where you go for a shop alone. Maths in everyday life involves students from small age to big age. I've seen students come into the shop and try to buy a ice cream or chocolate. They'll have only some amount. They'll ask how much is this chocolate. The shopman will say it is 2 rupees, or two chocolates 3 rupees. And then they ask whether you can give for 150. They do the maths immediately. Two chocolates 3 rupees means okay, one chocolate I want for 150. The shopman will say no, no, no. One chocolate means 2 rupees. Two chocolates only 3 rupees, like that. So they're able to divide and find out the discounts and all, and they calculate, they keep, then they get the money, they give it, they get the remaining change. So these things are called maths in everyday life, developed from the childhood. A student who doesn't go to a shop and doesn't know what is meant by maths. I was telling about a thing few days back in this talk about a student whom I have joined in 12th standard. They are quite rich, an affluent family. So I was talking about simple interest. I said when you get a loan of 10,000, you have to pay interest of 500 rupees. So that girl was asking, how is that? Why should we pay all this? So it's very hard to explain you what is meant by interest. And I said, even if you go and deposit the money in a bank, they'll give you interest. So it's very hard to explain because some families they don't take their children out. Everything the parents buy and give them. So they are like in a cocoon or they're like a tartans where they can't understand. So it's always better go out, but don't go to strange places. Go to shop nearest to your house. You can send your child if it's a regular place known to one. That too under your supervision. You can send it, and they go and buy toffees, ice creams, and whatnot. And even when parents, when they take out the children, they can give money and get those things. For example, they go there, they can give the money to the child, a boy or a girl, a daughter or a son to get the ice cream. Then they can understand things more. So, like the time planning and even this kind of monthly planning, uh, for example, expenditure, income, and all comes. Or not only elders, parents get an income, they buy provisions, they have to pay rent, they have to pay electricity. So, even a housewife who's not so well versed in maths. Many housewives have a village background. They are more smarter than city urban people. So rural housewives I've seen, they keep on small book like a petty cash book. Even small things they write. How much they give for a servant thing. Simple hand money. What they give. Sometimes servants or non-persons ask for some simple loan, 5 rupees. So they have a book like a petty cash book and write 5 rupees for so and so person. So even housewives, they have it is what called maths in everyday life. Everybody has a planning in mathematics. And if you have any doubt, you can ask it. And we welcome Andrea or Orchard. Good evening. Uh, okay, this is Abigail. Okay, thank you for joining with this, and we're happy you joined us. So, any doubts or any clarifications you can ask. This is just a one-to-one introduction or just a live chat, where you can also give us some suggestions to improve this chat, and you can also give us some topics. We just get some topics and speak on it. Also, if you have any doubts in maths from 8th standard to 12th standard, any topic you can ask, you can put in the comment box. We'll upload in the next day. We'll work out the sum and do it next day. If you do the sum immediately, it will affect others. For example, your 12th standard of an ISC student asks the sum. Even a 12th standard student of other syllabus can't understand it. The live chat will lose its charm. So any doubts you can put in the comment box. We'll work out. If you like this, you can press the like button, you chat, and also you can subscribe your channel. You can press the bell button for any future uploads or notifications. Also, you can refer this chart to your chat to your friends, neighbors, and well wishers. So, as you're telling, you can improve on this. You can improve on this. You can also give us some suggestions. So, I was telling maths in everyday life. So, in many students, I was telling. They don't have much contact with things because the parents they deal with everything. Even a simple subtraction is struggle. Sometimes they lose money when they go out and give it. So you have to make the children. The parents also should make the children go out and purchase things and all, but under the supervision or a known shop, not to a strange shop or far off distance. So these kind of accountings thing also is there. Apart from it, when they go for some shopping, uh, like what festival shopping, Diwali, Christmas shopping, and all. Uh, so what happens? They actually the students they take the money with them and they try to buy certain things. They'll say, "I buy this, I'll buy that thing." Sometimes they compliment their parents' effort. Suppose they want to buy one, for example, uh, buy one plaything. They want to buy a Ludo or some games. They'll be having some 100 rupees, the games will be 200 rupees. Then they'll ask their parents. I've seen in the supermarket and shops, the children asking their parents, Mommy, you buy that. The mother will say, oh, it's 200 rupees, is very bad. Why such a lot of amount? You study, don't buy those things. And all. During summer, we'll say some games or some toys or something. And then the daughter or son will say, Mommy, I'll give 100 rupees, you give me 100, we'll buy that. So these kind of things, they go to shopping and all. You can get to know these things. And your syllabus also you can tell us and you can join it up. Okay. So being a light shot, you can join with us and about your things. Coming to this kind of thing, we had topics of various syllabus, fear of mathematics. So today's topic in maths in everyday life, in spite of this, I'll try to talk with the whole thing, how to remove fear and all. So it's a mixed one because many did not come for the previous chats we had. So like that, you go for a travel. When the parents take you to the travel, they put a big plan, how much for petrol, where to take it, thing and all. So even students have a plan for the travel. Simple thing. If they want to put recharge their cell phone, some they do it on their own pocket money. And they go to the net and in other places and find out which is cheaper, which kind of recharge is cheaper, which even doesn't the parent doesn't know. Or they go to the shopkeeper and ask which one is cheaper for them. So these kind of things is called maths in everyday life. When they go to a hotel, I still remember when I was studying college. So occasionally, once or twice in a month, we plan to go to a movie. So we were studying college. That time I was around after 12th. Uh, I was studying BSc. So when you go to the college, yes, we were four thick friends. We used to chat together and we used to roam in the college. Four of us. So sometimes or twice in a month, Deepak Samson Raj, welcome to this live chat. So what happened? We were planning to go for a movie and a hotel. So first we said we'll go for a movie. So we planned for 2 months. So those times the tickets were very cheap, but yet those times the money had a value. In a 10 rupees, you won't believe, you can buy half plate biryani for 5 rupees. I'm telling stories of 70s. And the train ticket will cost you 1 rupees. Train ticket, like what you go in metro rail, suburban trains ticket. And everything was cheaper. And cinema ticket will cost you a good balcony seat will cost you only 1 rupee or 150 rupees in those days. Minimum seat is 40 paise like that. So once we four students were planning to go for a movie, but we planned for 2 months. So one of my friends said we'll go to the movie and then we plan to go for a hotel also. Okay, so we plan to go for a hotel and the place we are planned to go is a different place. So that involves some transportation. And like that, four of us planned. So one has to take the charge for the movie. So how much a ticket, movie tickets. The other one for the transportation. Other one for the hotel where you go. The last one for some snacks to eat and the thing like that we planned. And so why I'm telling all this maths and everything, some topic we will discuss. So like that maths, if we plan practically, it is much better than learning theoretically. Many struggle in maths, many are weak in maths, many have a fear in maths because their practical knowledge is much less. They have a lot of theoretical knowledge. They see in a guide, they see in a class what the teacher teaches. Of course, they can understand. Teacher makes it practical. Science subjects you can understand practically. When you teach in a lab certain things practically, how a pressure gauge works, you can understand much better the theory. Maths generally theory is outside the classroom. It's very rare you have a theory inside the, I mean, practical inside the classroom. Maths practicals about what this kind of addition, subtraction, divisions, and all. So you can do it actually, and rates, ratio, and proportion in life. For example, percentage is a very important topic. 5% of the student pass. A teacher will say in the class, only out of 100 students, 5% passed. Okay, so 5% pass means only 5 students out of 100 passed. Okay, from this you can tell for if there are 40 students in a class, if there are 200 students, only around 2 to 3% have passed, comes to 2.5%. These kind of percentages, all these things you can understand well if you learn practically than theoretically. Simple things like percentage in everyday maths life. Percentage comes in the concept of maths, physics, and chemistry. Maths comes in banking transactions, mostly percentage. So much interest for your deposit, so much interest for the loan, and like that. Um, Percentage comes rate. Rate means percentage with respect to time in physics. Rate, the concept of rate. Percentage is called rate in mathematics. In physics, rate is called with respect to time. Mathematically by them, a rate is comes in chemistry also with respect to concentration. So like this, a lot of simple things you can understand if you do practically. If you have any doubts or any clarification, you can tell us. And also, if you want, you can join our regular classes, Google Meet, for your whole syllabus. If you want the whole sums to be done and all exercise, the extra sums, you can join our Google Meet. We have planned to join, put in Zoom. I was telling all these days Zoom, but being a Chinese app, they say it will be some problem in the long run. And Google Meet has some advantages. So Zoom is supposed to be preferred by many one for a long time, but now Zoom is being coming down. So because of security issues and other future, there's a problem with the Indo-Chinese relationship, of late. So they have a doubt with Zoom app. So safer we switch out to Google Meet. So any 8 to 12 standard, any topic, I mean, so you can come for a maths. We initially have only maths, generally we plan to go for physics, chemistry. And physics, chemistry leads PowerPoint Center to teach well. Teaching in a home tuition is different. Also, we got a home tuition, maths, physics, and chemistry. If you're in Bangalore East area, you can tell, you can join. But as I told you on the other day about tuitions, it's not necessary to join a tuition immediately. You can join after some days when you want to understand. But if you're in higher class like 11th and 12th, you can join during holidays itself. We are talking about guides, deep study, fear of mathematics, how to score maths. And again, today's topic is maths in everyday life. We are just doing it. You can also give some suggestions to improve this talk. Uh, Nowadays, I told you on the other day, students are much more smart. A small student studying second standard, they deal with smartphones better than parents, better than 12th standard students. Students studying third, fourth, much because they just deal with smartphones much through it. They go through it thoroughly. So, like that, the knowledge of the present generation is very high than the yesterday generation. Only difference is they don't sit and study. They have a lot of interest in other things. If you ask a boy of 10th standard, if the parent says drive a car means they'll go immediately. Sit and study means they don't do. That's the problem. And Deepak Samson, any doubt you can ask. Thing. And also this kind of distinction, Abigail, also you can ask some doubts, or you can put in the comment box. We'll work out and give to next day. And we got to one more channel, Maths Excel Study. Excel Study. Excel Math Study, sorry. It's also YouTube channel. We uploaded some videos that's mostly for 9, 10, 11, 12. Some topics. We plan to do that, some more topics also. There's another YouTube channel, Excel Math Study. And this Excel Maths online classes, we just come as an introduction from Monday to Friday between 6 to 7. If necessary, we can have it till 7:30. But there are no much participation. Also, you can tell your friends and well wishers. You can watch this video afterwards also. It'll be available in the YouTube. So you can give some ideas, or you can tell any mistakes or anything boring in the chat so that we can make it lively. And also, maths projects are there. Nowadays, they give projects in maths right from smaller classes. You have to projects means you have to suppose to draw a triangle, get a triangle. You have to show diagrams of right angle triangle, equilateral triangle. These are practical knowledges which is applied in maths everyday life to make maths lively. So a triangle, squares. For example, if you have a pictorial form, when you see a square, your IQ increases, your in-depth knowledge increases. So when a square is drawn, square has got four sides. We can say what is meant by perimeter. Yesterday I was explaining. Perimeter means putting a fence. Where you put a fence on the four sides. A square has four equal sides. They call it A. So four sides is A plus A plus A plus A. You can put a fence called 4A or 4 into A, 4 into a side. If each side is 10 centimeter, to put a fence, a perimeter is putting a fence or a hedge around it, 4 tenths of 40 centimeters. Area is planting it, what? Putting grass inside, growing grass inside a square plot. Where will you grow the grass? Inside the square plot. That's called area. That is centimeter square. So those things nowadays they give us a project. How can you show what is an area? So you can try to growing a grass, you can show, or you can grow grass also. So simple projects. So a lot of projects are thing have been given now. So there are science projects which university and also calculation of profits and other things you can learn. So in the case of maths in everyday life, a lot of things are there. And when you go to school, the parents pay the fees, and sometimes you find a canteen there. You go to a canteen and you want to buy certain things, some items, food items, like some ice creams. So you take your pocket money. So you find out which is the best item and which is more competitive. Deepak Samsaraj, can we ask doubt? Sure, you can ask. Yes, you ask your doubt. It's general or particular doubt you can ask. If it's a question, you can put in the comment box. You will work over it. If you like this chat, you can press the like button and subscribe it. And also, we are putting a lot of uploads and notifications, so press the bell button for any future notification. Home tuitions also we keep for maths, physics, and chemistry in Bangalore East. But now this pandemic, this COVID-19 is trending. Um, COVID-19 is trending. Do you teach business maths? Yes, we teach business maths. In fact, statistics for we teach till college level also, where you find statistics for BCom engineering students also. But generally, we limit it till 12th standard. If you want, you can ask it. And business maths also you can ask, no problem. And if you have some particular doubts, you can put it. Or if you want a regular coach, you can come to the thing, Google Meet, where you teach all things. And also Excel Math Study, one more YouTube channel we got. There you can just watch our some videos we have uploaded, a lot of topics. Fully we have worked out there. We are planning to upgrade it and also tell your friends, well wishers, and neighbors to join this chat. You can watch this video afterwards also. It's between 6 to 7. So Deepak Raj, you can ask doubts in business maths. But generally, business maths is little dry than ordinary maths. And scoring is also in centums and all is little difficult. Ordinary maths they score centum, but getting above good marks, like 18 above, is quite easy. I was telling about guides and all day before yesterday and how to score math. We gave tips to get good marks and all. So today's topic is maths in everyday life. Even a video game gives a knowledge about what maths, multiplication, time and speed. So if you purchase a video game, you know in time, speed, and distance. So you have to go a particular distance in 2 hours. These kind of things, some practical knowledge, basic knowledge, foundation you can develop in these kind of puzzles, games, video games, and all, where your IQ then increases when you go for regular sums. If you don't know what is the distance, what is the speed, and what is the time, it's very hard to connect it. So, maths in everyday life. For example, time concept. Time. What is 24 hours, day and night? Can anyone tell me what is day and night, how we are coming? It's called maths in everyday, though it comes under physics. It's a kind of mathematical about 24 hours. It's a afternoon, evening, morning, daytime. So these are actually maths in everyday life. The 24 hours in a day comes. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone type it? How you get 24 hours a day? What we sleep and get up, we get the morning and evening. So it's not like that. So this also maths in everyday life. 24 hours comes because of the earth rotating around its axis. It produces 24 days. Like that, how a month comes, how a year comes. This all, though it's a physics concept, maths you find in a lot of physics concepts, which is applied. Okay, like daytime, seasons, 3 months, spring, autumn, summer, winter, and all. So this kind of time period you find in physics and maths. Physics and maths are most interconnected. The physics is supposed to be the elder brother, much more advanced, where we apply also more. In physics also we use a lot of maths. Even chemistry we use maths to find the concentration, weights, and other things. It's used in accounts. A lot of fields maths are used. That's the main thing. And Abigail, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Put in the comment box. And also, you can give some suggestions where you can make it much more lively thing. And housewives, I was telling, they won't be much educated, especially those who come from rural or village thing. Most of these housewives, they'll be doing tailoring work. I've seen they'll be having what? That tailoring measurements so correct than a regular professional shop. They'll be sitting in a village. Some people they do stitching in the houses, and many, I mean, neighbors, friends, known people give them for stitching various things, dresses. I've seen their measurements. They use a small inch tape. Their measurements and the stitching thing will be so perfect and fit more than a regular tailoring shop or a professional tailors. So I'm not anything exaggerating. Actually, we all come from some village background in those days in 70s, and my parents came to city afterwards. We'll still remember the village people where they stitching houses. Afterwards, we came to the Abhishek Raj. Tell about matrix. Matrix is an arrangement of elements. Matrix is an arrangement of elements. It will have vertical and horizontal columns. You know what's meant by horizontal? Horizontal is called lying down position is called horizontal. Standing upright position is called vertical. A matrix will have vertical and horizontal things. For example, first term marks, second term marks, and third term marks. The first term marks the vertical and the subjects is horizontal. For example, maths. First term you got 40 marks, second term you got 80 marks, third term you got 30 marks. The first term marks will put 40, second term 80, third term. This 40, 80, and 30, they lie in horizontal line position. Okay. And then the first terms, then the subjects will be in vertical thing, math, science, and all. So matrix is an arrangement of elements. We like to speak about this topic separately and we put the board and do it. So matrix is nothing but an array of elements. Array means arrangement of elements having horizontal rows and vertical columns. These horizontal elements are called rows. Horizontal means lying position, and vertical elements standing or upright positions called columns, or rows into columns. And the number of elements, the total number of elements is called the order of the matrix. And about matrix, we'll give a Paka talk. It's a big topic. So matrix, of course, is used in everyday life. For example, nowadays matrix is used very, very, very important. Everybody has given past in 10th standard ISC, ICSE, ISC and all. So this kind of matrix is now used by the schools and education department. They take the first term marks, second term marks, third term mark maths. I told you the first term, second term, and third term marks in maths. This way in horizontal position. And they take the average and they put out final exam marks. Nowadays, all exams have been cancelled. Subjects will be in vertical columns, maths, physics, chemistry, like that. So this matrix is used nowadays. Very thing about the education department. And Abigail, you were asking about some histograms. Histograms are much more easier because it's in a pictorial form, and I think it has been uploaded. And my wife gave a thing about it, and she's more interested in learning. So sometimes she learns from me, and more you learn from learn, you can teach others. You'll become a teacher. That's there. But first, try to become and make your foundation strong. Deepak Samsundar, marketing and business maths differ from usual maths. Not exactly. Maths which is used in commerce is called matrix in business maths. In commerce, they'll have like that what commodities and measurements, weight and what price. Weight will be one column, price will be one column, 1 kg of rice. They have a stock of 50 kgs, like that. So matrix will try to explain. After it is used in all fields, matrix. So coming to histograms, histogram is nothing but a pictorial form drawn in the x and y axis. It's generally called a class interval and a frequency. Class interval and frequency are general that is used in various fields. It's applied percentage of mass in a class, traffic in a place, you can see it, all these things. And a frequency polygon. If you join the midpoints of the blocks, you find the blocks, mostly vertical blocks, where the midpoints of these blocks are joined to get a frequency polygon. And if you draw one or two, you can understand well. As I said, it's in a pictorial form, in a drawing form. Anything which is drawn, a diagram is drawn, you can understand more easily. Your IQ increases. That's why a topic called mensuration, analytical geometry, or coordinate geometry. They call it different names in different syllabus. Coordinate geometry and analytical geometry are the same thing, but they're called in different syllabus and different names. It's also a very easy topic where a diagram is drawn. When a diagram is drawn, your in-depth knowledge, your IQ, your grasping power increases. Same thing with histograms. So if you draw some two figures, you can understand well. But you must practice at least two or three sums. Don't get satisfied if you understand one sum. So it is true, Samson Raj, that commercial matrix, that's maths in business maths, commerce, and BCom, varies with maths in general mathematics. But matrix is nowadays much used in the education department to get a student marks. Nowadays, no final exams. ISC no exams, CBSE no exams. I mean, then what? Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana, no SLC exams. Only Karnataka and Kerala kept it. How they put the final exam marks? This matrix, they use it fast, they take it. Horizontal rows and vertical columns, and from there they take the thing, they get it faster and do it. How to find midpoint without histogram? You just mark the histogram points. For example, it is between 10 to 20. So put a point 10 and put a point 20. So 10 to 20, you're drawing a line. Don't draw the line. We use the formula 10 plus 20 by 2. The midpoint is always the average of the extremes. 10 plus 20 by 2 is called 15. So at 15, you put a dot. So when you draw a histogram, there will be a class interval called 10 to 20. You put the dot in 20, you put the dot in 20, you draw a line. Don't draw the full line. For histogram, you draw the full line. For a frequency polygon, you put a midpoint between 10 and 20. That's called 15. Sir, from where you got this 15? Add the extremes, 10 plus 20, and divide by 2, you get the midpoint always. So the midpoint of any number is add the extremes. 10 is the minimum point and 20 is called the maximum point. They are called extremes. They're also called by the word range. 20 is called the maximum range and 10 is called the minimum range. When you go to a shop, they use the word range. They'll ask you, sir, well, suppose you ask for a sari or a shirt. They ask you what range sir you're planning to purchase. You say, well, show me saris between 200 and 1000 or 500 and 1000, or show me what's the range. The shopkeeper would ask what saris you want to purchase. Whether it's 5000, you say, no, no, no. Then 4000, no, no, no. You say, what? Show me between 1000 and 2000. 1000 is called the minimum range and 2000 is called the maximum range. So, extreme points. And the midpoint of the range, if you add and divide by 2, is called the midpoint. So this is how you have to find the midpoint without drawing the histogram. It's called a frequency polygon. So you understood what is meant by the histogram. Histograms are used in practical life. It's a very useful one. Histograms are useful to find out weather conditions, how the rain patterns, and then how the agriculture pattern will be, and about the everything is used to find out the patterns in what marketing of food, whether there will be famine, whether there will be surplus in food, and everything you can use histograms. Even in traffic problems, you can use histograms. Of course, these kind of big problems are used in higher level, like if you go to graduation, histograms only used in planning what weather conditions, how the rainfall will be, and then how this year production will be, and whether there will be famine, whether there will be surplus. Everything they can use histograms. In lower level also they teach you a lot of practical sums in histograms. Marks scored by thing, and what is the highest mark and lowest mark and all. So any doubt or anything you can ask, and how to find a midpoint. How to find a midpoint in histogram, just now I told you. You have to take the extreme points. The midpoint of 10 and 20 is 10 is called the lowest point and 20 is called the highest point. So 10 plus 20 by 2, 15 is called the midpoint. So again I repeat, the midpoint of any number is take the extreme points. The midpoint of 100 and 200 is 100 plus 200 by 2. The midpoint of 10 and 15 is 10 plus 15 by 2 called 12.5. So midpoint is always got by adding the extreme points and dividing by 2. And do you teach statistics? Just I told you we teach commercial mathematics, statistics. How statistics helps in your life. Just now I told you statistics used in everything to find out the weather, to find out the production level, how our production of grains will be this year, how can we maintain the stock, whether there be famine, whether there be surplus. For traffic, you can draw what statistics, histograms, and statistics is used in various place of life, how to develop certain things, future ideas, you can use statistics. So again, I repeat, a midpoint can be got by adding the two extremes. The midpoint between 100 and 125 is 100 plus 125 by 2. You add and divide by 2. Don't use calculator for simple things because sometimes you get decimal, many run away. When I was giving a talk about those weak in mathematics, fear of mathematics, when decimal fraction comes, many students run away. See, you must face decimals. All life maths won't be like lollipops. When you go high in the ladder, you have to face decimals and fractions. You have to find the LCM. If you work out from dozen sums, it will come off fast. If you run away, it won't come in your life at all. There'll be fear for maths. I've seen people getting dull, showing a long face, sorry face when they see a fraction or decimal, adding three fraction, subtracting, adding two fraction decimals. They become very dull. They are only to show a challenge. After some 12 sums, it will come off. So it's not a big deal to work out sums based on decimals, fractions, square root. Some of them are afraid when they see a square root sum. They get upset. It's not like that. So you have to work out. Why I told the stories? You find the decimal for 100 and 125. It's a midpoint. I'm sorry. I mean the midpoint of 100 and 125. The midpoint of 100 and 125 is 100 is the minimum point and 125 is the maximum point. Add them and divide by 2. It's very easy, I say. 100 plus 125 is 225. To divide by 2, many will have is 112.5. They go to the rough work. Good, nothing harm, go to the rough work. When you tell immediately, if you're not able to tell immediately, don't get puzzled or worried or dull. You can go to the rough work and do it. It'll come in practice. But please don't go to calculators. When decimal comes on many, out of 100 students in a class, 60 of them, if they're working alone in homework, or 70, not even 60, 70% switch out to calculator. When the teacher asks to do the same sum in the board, they struggle. When the same sum comes in the exam, 100 plus 125 by 2 is 225 by 2. It's 112.5. They put 114.5, they put 115.5 because the sum when they did in the homework or when they did in the house, they used a calculator. So that will reflect in the exam and then they become dull. Some teachers will get angry. Can't you add this? You will ask me. So simple things don't go to calculators. It's called maths in everyday life. So I was telling about range. Range is also a maths in everyday life. The shopkeeper will ask what range you're planning, sir. Mostly, if you go for suppose I want to buy a good shirt pant, or my wife wants to buy a sari, they'll ask what range, sir? 5,000. You want? No, no, no. You say no, no, 5,000. Then what range? 1,000 to 2,000. The range, the minimum is called 1,000 and maximum is called 2,000. So they'll show you saris between 1,000 and 2,000. So you want to get a good standard pant bit, a shirt bit, Raymond's pant bit. They buy a lot of Raymond's pant and shirt bits. They'll ask you what range you want. Range is a statistics concept coming the commercial maths also. Range is actually minimum and maximum values are called range. So the shopkeeper will ask, sir, we got what? Raymond's shirts. What's your range? We got 1,000 to 2,000, 2,000 to 4,000, even 10,000 to 15,000. We got pant and shirt bits used as executive suits by many managing directors and chairmen. So that's called a range. So like that you get a lot of things. So you can give us some suggestions, ideas. If you like this, you can press the like button and subscribe our channel. And for future uploads, you can press the bell button. You can join this Google Meet classes. It's a regular class where we work out all the sums in the textbook from 8th to 12th. Of course, you planned only maths, they ask for physics, chemistry. And if you want to give extra sums, we'll cut and give it. And regarding this, you can contact your email. We also do home tuitions in maths, physics, and chemistry for any syllabus. We come home and teach in Bangalore East area. But because of this spreading pandemic COVID-19, I think we have to stop for the time being. It's not advisable for a teacher or a student. Both. Student is safer in the house, and teacher is coming from outside, so they get contaminated in the sense, so it will spread to them. So nowadays, I think for some time, this kind of home tuitions is not advisable. Anyway, we got home tuitions also. Last week also, a parent called me for a home tuition. I declined because of the spreading virus, because it's not safer. And though they say Saturday and Sunday or Sundays are lockdown, sometimes if it explodes, they may bring complete lockdown. In Chennai, in Mumbai, and various places like Delhi, they brought a complete lockdown. I think Mumbai, they are going to bring a lockdown till 31st of July, and including a lot of places, I think even Calcutta or something, they're bringing it. So these kind of lockdowns won't work out in home tuitions. So you can do it. Also, we got a YouTube channel called Excel Math Study, where we worked out some problems, arithmetic progression, till 12th standard, quadratic equations we have worked out. You can use also. We are planning to upload this. This Excel Maths online classes, we have this live chat. Not only maths, you can ask any doubt. Like Abhishek Raja asked about commerce, everything. So you can tell your friends, neighbors, and well wishes. And also, you can tell some suggestions to have some topics. Very hard we get topics to give this speech. And about histogram, once again, Abigail, it's a very easy topic. Not only histogram, I said, a topic called mensuration involving diagrams of triangles is a very easy topic because you draw diagram. A topic called analytical mathematics or coordinate geometry. I said some syllabus called analytical geometry, some syllabus called coordinate geometry. Both involves diagrams. A sum with a diagram you can score marks. A diagram, when you see your in-depth knowledge, I said your IQ, your grasping power, your capacity, everything increases. If you can't understand a diagram, it's very hard to understand algebra, some simply telling plus minus divide. Unless until you have to have an imaginative things. Those are virtual things which you can't understand much more easier. Regarding an ICSE ninth maths guide, I said to wait for some time when I'm speaking about whether guides are good. So every day we're keeping some topics. You can watch the old videos, or some of them I repeat again. Guides, buying a guide is not bad nowadays. I said from first standard they got guides. In Tamil Nadu, in Chennai, they got guides. I don't know, but here in Bangalore, I think they got guides. Even for MSc, they got guides. PhD syllabus depends upon certain syllabus. They got guides, like university syllabus thing. So these guides and all, you must not copy bluntly. You must try to work out. In the exam, you have a problem, and one or two sums which you have a doubt. That too, you must work out and check the answer. If you don't get the answer, you try it again. Don't go to the third time you can check the guide. But most of the guides will jump the steps. So it's better to ask a friend who's well in mathematics, or your parents are known person, or you can ask a teacher thing, but you can go for guides. Completely for the whole syllabus, you can't go for a guide. It'll collapse you. It'll make you to go to, if you're studying 11th standard completely, you go and watch a guide and try to work out sums. You'll go to the back level, 9th standard level. That's some also you'll find it hard. So guides, ninth standard ICSE guide, Concepts Mathematics by Selena Publishers and Frank Mathematics. I'll ask them to type it. You can you type these two things. You can find out which is good. I'll give you some ideas. Ask your friends. In fact, you can ask your teachers. Some teachers may get angry, but almost all teachers get a guide nowadays because there's a lot of new ideas are given. New guides are better. Newly introduced the market. Some professor bring guide with short methods and ideas, extra problems. So buy a guide which has got extra problems, last year question papers. If you go and ask a shopkeeper, we will try to put a guide on your head, telling this guide is good because you get more commission. For example, a particular guide, Raju guide. I'm giving some example. It's not, I don't know if it's a Raju guide. It says this Raju guide is good, but that won't be a good guide. So what will happen? That guide you'll get a good commission of 40%. Other guides you won't show it. And don't buy guides which has got they're very popular. No doubt they're popular now. Many of them has lost their value. They get fraction answers. You go mad. I don't want to mention the names. You can ask in the email. Those guides have lost their value. Those guides were beautiful in 70s, 80s, 90s, and all. Now they lost their value. Many guides. New guides have come in the market. Very good. Generally, and even don't try to ask much entrance sums like IIT or IP. These sums you can ask, no problem. But one or two you can ask because It'll affect the regular coaching and other things. Otherwise, you can ask this syllabus doubts, anything, any syllabus, including international syllabus, you can ask, no problem. And about maths in everyday life, the best thing is petrol. Petrol prices are rising every day. A student, if he goes and put a petrol, if he's very smart, he comes from a, of course, if his daddy is very rich, he gives money just like that. Some 2,000 rupees to his pocket, he doesn't care whether the petrol price increase. So if you go, you'll see what last month the petrol was 70 rupees and 25 paise. Today it is 80 rupees 40 paise. So it's increased such and such an amount. Percentage also you'll say, if you have a carefulness of money, how to deal with money carefully. Mostly middle class and lower middle class are very careful. I've seen persons asking the petrol bunk to put half a liter petrol. And sometimes the man get angry. He say, get lost, don't come for half a liter petrol. He simply say, my tank became empty. I got only money for half a liter petrol. Probably for roaming, I don't know. Or sometimes for going for tuition class, the parents won't give the uh, money for petrol. He'll be having some pocket money. They'll come and buy half a liter petrol and give it. Though the petrol machine itself calculates, but about the hike in prices, other things you can find out. See anything you're going and buy, I told you about thing. And in computer applications, you find a lot of maths sums. So you can just browse the computer and find out this kind of maths sum. But do it at your level. Don't go to higher level and don't go to unwanted things, which is apt for you. You can learn it. For example, you're dealing with like 600 algebra or 600 400 addition. You go for that addition, subtraction sums in computer, involving puzzles, problems in it, and nothing harm in it. And so we have a Google Meet regular CAT classes. If you're interested, you can tell your friends and others. But only maths we are having. We are after you can tell it. Mostly it will be for one or two students. If it's more than that, it will become a regular class. If you lose the concentration. Yeah, and about joining tuition outside your class school, it is nothing wrong. School, if you want, you can have a tuition because till ninth standard they'll give you the questions. Many students will say when they come from a tuition, "So teach me this sum." I say, "Why you want to teach me some?" All my friends are going to my teacher's tuition. She has given the sum, tomorrow it will come. So I'm not telling lies are common one. I see. I'm not telling all the teachers are doing like that. It happens about 10% of the teachers. If they go to your teacher's class, she'll give the sums. But 10th, it's a government exam. The government sets the paper. The government collects the paper. The government gives the marks. The government tabulates mark sheet, and the government produces a result. School is not at all involved, including what as an examiner. Everything is done by the government. So 10th, you need not worry about the teacher. Is still 8th, 9th, if you're very weak, you can join the class teacher. Sometimes you can join outside tuition, but don't join very big classes. You can ask it, but don't join based on other statement. One, because all the persons will have don't have the same IQ, same understanding capacity. Each has an each is has an individual identity. All five fingers are not same. So that girl has joined. She said, "Could I join the means?" Sometimes they'll collapse. There'll be phone calls coming to me in the fag, and that's just before the exam, 2 months. They'll say, "Sir, I joined that maths tuition." And many said that maths teacher comes from that elite school. It's from a very big school, international school. So everybody joined. I paid 10,000 and joined. I can't even understand a single sum. But others understood. It's not the teacher is bad, but you must see your capacity, and then they follow up and tell me. And last minute taking maths is very hard. Science you can study in the last minute, maths you can collapse. So try to study from the beginning. These tips and ideas we gave in the topics called Fear of Mathematics, how to tips, how to get more marks in mathematics, guides. All these videos are still available there. in the YouTube. You can watch afterwards, and you can also give some suggestions, give some ideas, so that make this live chat interesting. And if you want some improvement and we go wrong, uh, nowadays it's actually a virtual world where you can go and see everything anywhere. So you can give ideas. Most students are smarter than the master. Okay. So you can do it, and you can join it. And also, if you like it, press the like button, subscribe to the channel, press also bell button for uploads. And home tuitions, if you want, you can tell, we'll just take it. But the situation is not conducive for home tuition. Tell about variance and standard deviation. Variance and standard deviation. Variance is the square of standard deviation. Standard deviation is an extra one dealing with the range. From the range, they develop a concept called standard deviation. There are a lot of methods to find the standard deviations. These are higher level of computing or calculating a particular concept. The concept may be general or a particular or a practical one. Anything can be calculated using standard deviation. Only if you do a practical sum, you can understand well. Standard deviation theory, you can mug up what is standard deviation, what is variation. If you mug up the formula, they'll give you 2 marks. For BCom and commercial math syllabus, sums based on variance is actually 10 marks, and BCom it is 15 marks. But what is standard deviation, what is variance, which Abhishek Raj asked, it's only 2 marks. So you want 2 marks or 10 marks? So 10 marks is practical. How to work out the standard deviation variation. I'm not telling you lie. You can see the commercial mathematics book. You can see the BCom book. It's a very big sum. It's done in 3 different methods. Standard deviation. It's a pakka 15-mark question. But what is standard deviation? What is the formula for standard deviation? 2 marks. So at least you can get 2 marks if you learn that. And variance is nothing but the square of standard deviation. A standard deviation is square root of variance. And you can get these ideas, and it's going to become 6. And we'll continue for some more time. If you have doubts, you can ask it. So these classes are from Monday to Friday. Okay. So if you want for 1.5 hours and all, we have to work out some sum. The 1.5 hours means we'll sometimes go to 1 hour 47 minutes. Then we have only thrice a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But now we have from Monday to Fridays. You can tell your neighbors, well wishers, and friends to join this one. You can watch slide chart of other topics. It will be available in the YouTube. What we spoke day before yesterday and all. Press the like button, and you can subscribe if you like the channel, and also bell button. We are going to put a lot of uploads, especially Excel math study, and also any particular doubt or something you can put in the comment box. Tomorrow we'll try to upload. And Instagram, still you have a doubt, Abigail, you can ask. It's a very easy question, but try to do 2 or 3 sums. At least 6 sums, half a dozen sums you must do. Don't get satisfied with 1 or 2 sums. Okay. It's better if you do all the sums in the exercise. You become a master, you can teach others. You can teach something, and all. And you can join our Google Meet for a full syllabus study, a regular study, systematic study of any syllabus. Work out all exercise sums, examples, other things. So practice sums again. You can practice some more sums. You get it in. How budgets are put up. Budgets comes mostly in accounts. Budgets is a concept 100% used in accounts. Of course, in statistics also budgets are coming, expenditure and income. So this kind of expenditure and income, it's not only maths, 10,000 rupees, I got 5,000 rupees I spent. It has a narration. Narration where you spent, what for you spent. So like the 3 golden rules comes in account. Debit and credit. debit what comes in and credit what goes to. So budget 100% it comes in accountancy. The general account, what is spent is general, that's like a petty cash book where you can keep it. That also comes in accountancy. If you want a pakka budget and all, it comes in accountancy. And Deepak, you must be knowing very well about budgets, you did accounts. And I think the marks are coming soon. And there are 20 mark question in accountancy for some syllabus. One question, 20 marks. Doing the balance sheet is called a budget. So it has got 3 stages. Thing. Accounts also is a very interesting topic. But the problem with the balance sheet is under one mistake. What will happen? The income and expenditure won't tally. There will be a lot of problems. That one narration or one debit and credit, if you wrongly subscribe a debit or credit, the budget will collapse, the balance sheet will collapse. So you can think, if you have doubt, you can come in the Google Meet, we'll teach you, but not necessarily Mr. John. If you're going for some classes, you can go. Don't disturb there. For everyone, please don't disturb if you're going somewhere. It's not advisable because someone said, Simon, talk well, but if you're thorough with it, even you can come for some topics. Some topics I can't understand, but you can come after some time. Because now only we're starting this Google Meet. We're not yet started. We may start from July 1st for a 12th standard student. It's not yet finalized. Tomorrow only we're finalizing it, how to do it and all. So this is the one. So you can come and do it. So thank you for joining us. So you can tell your friends, neighbors, and well wishes. And you can give some suggestions for the topic ideas to improve our talk, whether we are slow, dull, the ideas are good. Today nowadays, many students are smarter than what parents and teachers and elders. They will give some ideas. Thank you.